Hello YouTubers, and welcome to my guide on how to make a cool wallpaper or background for a YouTube channel. Here I'm going to quickly show you guys what mine looks like, and as you can see it's pretty decent. It only took me about 20 minutes to make, and it shows the name of my channel right on top, down the side. Got some text down here to show the content and stuff I have in my videos, and just some extra little stuff just to make it pretty cool. Okay, so let's get started. Now before we start, I recommend you have experience in editing images. Now if you already do, then let's get started. What you want to do is you want to start out with images. Now your images should reflect the content or what you have in your videos. I personally like medieval kind of stuff, so that's the stuff that I'm going to be working with today. So what I did was I went over to this website, wallpaperswide.com. All these wallpapers are HD, so you know that you're getting very good quality. And I'm just going to go with this cool line. And here gives me the size of the image, and I want to pick a fairly good HD quality image, so I'm just going to go with the 1080. Save this to my desktop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add images on top of this wallpaper. So I'm going to just bring like a cool medieval warrior on top there. So I'm just going to go to google.com. Okay, there's a lot of World of Warcraft. So if you just hover your cursor over the image, it'll show you the size. And I want to pick something around the 800 and above. Note that this is not going to be any higher than 1280 because anything over that won't show up in your YouTube layout. Let's go with this guy right here. It's a very good quality image. So I'm just gonna bring that to full size, and I'm gonna save it to my desktop. Now note, you might not get the images you want right away, so it might take some deleting and searching again, but you'll eventually get it. I want to have maybe like a castle or something, so I'm gonna go castle wallpaper. Alrighty, so now I have 3 good images, and that should probably be enough just for this video. But if you want to take time and make a really good one, I recommend you add other stuff in there. But for now, we're just gonna go with these 3 images. So once you have all your images, quickly just drag them into the software that you're going to be editing them with. So I'm going to be using Vegas Pro 12, and I don't recommend you use this, but this is what I like to use just because I use this to edit all my videos. So what I did was I created layers over here. As you can see, there's my, oh no, that's not my main wallpaper. Cool line is my main wallpaper. There we go. Just gonna extend this guy over here. And pretty much what layering is just stacking images on top of each other. So we want to have the main wallpaper at the very bottom. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be cropping out certain things within the image, which will appear on top of the line wallpaper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my masking. Now most editors and softwares have this, so all you got to do is just mask around the image that you want to keep, and you'll key out everything else that you don't want. So I'm going to stop the video here and just quickly do that. Okay, and we're back. So I completely finished all my cropping. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to feather it, which pretty much smooths out all the edges around all the rough spots. So I'm going to go with around 2 or 3%. Now you want to go higher percentage if your cropping is very terrible. And as you can see over here, that looks pretty cool. And I'm gonna go down to 2 just because I don't want it to show too much glow. And that should be good. Maybe I could just go a little more. And I think that's pretty good. So now we have our first image above our main wallpaper. So that's looking pretty cool. So next I'm gonna bring my other image on top, and I'm gonna quickly crop out and mask this cool made GI. So I'm gonna stop the video here. There's my cropping. And then I did a little feathering. So I did about 3% this time. And it has a nice good glow. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna relocate this guy so he's off to the side a little bit. The final step is to add text. Now your text or your font should look very professional, so I recommend you download fonts off the internet and use those to display your YouTube channel or whatever you want. Now I wouldn't recommend going on top right up here, just because some of the text won't show up when you insert it into YouTube, so I recommend you go down the sides. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use this as my template, and I'm gonna use paint for this just because it's a nice easy thing to use. So I'm just gonna make this a little bigger, and I'm gonna import the wallpaper we just made. As you can see, right here is where all your videos go when you enter YouTube. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this wallpaper in half, and we're gonna position one side on this and the other side over here. Now it doesn't have to be exactly halfway, but it can be pretty close. So what you want to do is you want to position this side over here, and you want to position this side over here, and I will save it. Here's what your wallpaper should look like once you finally set it as your background. And as you can see, we did a fairly nice job. Alright, that pretty much sums up for today. I hope you liked this. If you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to stay tuned for more, subscribe. See you guys later.